everyone, it's Sonia. Happy Tuesday and happy Election Day. So last week I was reading a quote by Maya Angelou, and it said, "Words mean more than what is set down on paper. It takes the human voice to infuse them with deeper meaning." I thought, wow, that's a great testament to the power of the voice. And while I'm a huge believer in the power of listening, I think it's also really important to speak up at times. And voice for me was not one of those natural things. My journey goes back a really long way. In fact, I was in second grade. I was in a little Catholic school in New Jersey, and I was really shy. And I also had some hearing problems, which got solved with operations later. But the two in combination made for a very quiet child. And the nuns were having none of that. And they would constantly barrage me with, speak up, you need to speak out, I can't hear you. And they did it so much that finally one day they decided to keep me after school to practice speaking loudly. I was so humiliated, and as a little second grader, all I wanted to do was go home and cry in my pillow. But then many years later, when I ironically went into acting, I was at my first acting class, and the teacher afterwards pulled me over and he said, you're quite talented. I think you have a real natural gift, but you have to work on your voice. I thought, oh, not again. It's coming back to haunt me. But he said, you really need to learn to speak up and speak out. And if you want to communicate thoughts and characters, you're going to have to really learn how to do this. So I started to take voice lessons, and bless my first voice teacher, he said to me in my lesson, he said, I really don't think you have a voice problem. In fact, you have quite a beautiful voice. He said, I think you have a self-worth problem. You're just afraid that what you have to say isn't worth being heard. Wow, there's voice / my first therapy lesson 101. But many years of voice lessons and self-development and personal growth later, I went into speaking and coaching. And I'll never forget having a client where she was actually having a very similar problem. She was working on speaking up at work, and she felt completely stifled, and maybe she shouldn't, maybe she should just be quiet and just go along, and inside I was screaming. The voices inside me were just screaming like, no, you need to say something. You need to be heard. What you say is worth being heard. You are worth it. And I believe that. I believe that with all my heart, that we all have something of value to say, that our words matter, that we do need to be heard. We need to listen, and we need to communicate effectively, but we don't want to be silenced. We matter. You matter. And so, in honor of Election Day, that is a perfect place to start. Go out and vote. Let your voice be heard, because it matters. Because your opinion matters, and you matter. And then continue to practice speaking up and speaking out. It's the way that we'll all grow. It's the way we can all communicate. It's the way we can express and spark ideas and shift perspectives and find common ground. So while we also want to listen, we also want to truly honor the power of the voice. So go out, speak truthfully, and shine.